What's going on, everybody? I want to make a big announcement today. It's April 29th, a beautiful spring day here in Southeast Michigan. And my announcement is that I am officially training 20 weeks out from a September 16th show. So, first things first, this is going to be a series where I go over my style of training and I'm going to show you guys how I prepare for a show. There's a million ways to skin a cat, so I'm not coming on here saying that my way is the most correct, but I think it's important for people to know that the best plan is a plan that you commit to. So I'm just going to simply show you guys how I do things. Over the next 20 weeks, I plan on doing regular check-ins every Saturday, Sunday-ish. That's going to be when I do a lot of my chores like grocery shopping and things of that nature. So when I do that, I'm going to take you guys with me. I'm going to show you guys what kind of foods I'm buying. I'm going to show you what kind of diet style I have. And on top of that, let's show you guys some neat little tricks you can do to stay on top of your calorie count and make sure that you're losing weight. So a few things right off the top. As far as weight training goes, I actually think that simple is better. So I'll take you guys to the gym. I'm not going to be doing crazy exercises. And the truth of the matter is, what I'm doing probably couldn't be sold as a program. It's just simply too basic. But that is the reality of training. A lot of these trainers out there, they have to go and make up these kind of goofy exercises to try to differentiate themselves. I'm not really worried about doing that for myself. I'm just going to show you guys what I'm really doing. The basic idea is that I want to go in and give it 100% on every single set. And it's okay if the sets are basically the same thing week after week in terms of exercise variety. What's more important is that I'm always trying to be incrementally better than I was the week prior. Or in my case, since I'm preparing for a show, I want to, at the very minimum, maintain my current numbers while going down in body fat, which means my next point is going to be cardio. I am not anti-cardio. I am not pro-cardio. Cardio is a tool just like anything else, and the importance is how you use that tool. In my case, I don't want to be overdoing the cardio up front because I don't want to be losing muscle mass. So as I approach this cut, I've got 20 weeks to lose about 15 pounds of fat. If I can be at around 0.75 pounds of fat per week, I'm going to be very happy with that. And a major reason for that is because the slower you lose the weight, or rather, the slower you lose the fat, the higher chance you have of maintaining that muscle mass. I had to stop the dogs down here. I can only show the top half of him right now because he's doing his thing. There we go. There's that. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a weigh-in. I'll show you guys what I weigh. I'll take you guys through 4 quarter turns. We'll show what my current physique is. And it's going to be pretty formulaic. Every week, around Saturday, Sunday, I'm showing you guys my weight. I'll take you through the quarter turns. And the plan is to approach my show weight as slowly as I can while still getting to that goal weight on time. And ideally, I would like to be knocking on the door of stage lean around week 16. Right now it's week 1. 20 weeks away. I'm pretty excited. Tomorrow I'll take you guys to Costco. I'll show you what I'm going to be buying. And after that, hopefully, I get the video up in time and I'll share more with you guys then. Until then, I'm going to continue walking my dog and enjoy what little sunshine we have left today. All right, good morning, guys. It is Sunday, April 30th, and I'm about to go do my first weigh-in.
All right, kicking things off, it looks like we're at 198.6. Now, this scale is saying that I'm at about 13% body fat, but I'm going to say I'm closer to 15%, and I'll explain why. So, a lot of these body weight scales are usually not that accurate. A general rule is that if you can see your full six pack, you're at 10% body fat. Now, right now, I cannot see my full six pack. It's a little bit there, but if I was really 13% body fat, there would be more telling signs of ab development. So, not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm about 15% body fat, and we'll go from there. So, I'm going to have a quick protein shake. I'm going to start logging all of my macros in MyFitnessPal. So, by next Sunday, I should have 1 week's worth of data for you guys. Um, for the past few months, I've been doing what's called intuitive eating, so I haven't been tracking my macros. All of that changes today. All right, so I'm gonna run through the four basic quarter turns. I'm doing men's physique, but I feel like just for the sake of this docu-series, the classic physique quarter turns are gonna look better. So that's what I'll be doing. All right, that's my week one. Let's see where I'm at week 20. So now that I'm cutting again, I'm going to be weighing all of my food with a food scale. In addition to that, I'm going to be logging my food in MyFitnessPal. Now, whenever possible, I want to be using the scan barcode feature, but obviously with more organic food, I'll just be weighing it and go from there. I don't need to be down to the calorie, but my goal is to be as accurate as I can, shooting anywhere from 26 to 2700 calories per day, Monday through Sunday. So I'm not a big fan of cheat meals or cheat days or anything like that. So consistency is going to be key. Trying to lose about 0.75 pounds of fat per week. We'll see where I'm at the beginning. I'm 198 right now, so if I'm at 197 next week, we'll know I'm on track. Now I'm gonna go and take you guys to the grocery store, and on top of that, once I have 1 week's worth of data, I'm gonna be showing you guys my weekly calories and my weekly steps. That way you can kind of see the types of activity I'm doing.
So here we are. I just got to Costco, and I'm going to be very deliberate about everything that I get in here. I'm not going to just grab something just because it looks good or because I, want it. It's going to have to serve a purpose. Now, it is a Sunday afternoon, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into quite yet. If it's very crowded, I'll have to find some of the corners, but I'll try my best to show you guys everything that I buy and why I'm getting it. All right, so first things first, I'm going for the sweet potatoes, and I'm also going for russet potatoes. Cheap and easy. I try to have a potato with every meal. So right now I'm going to be doing mostly lunch and dinners. I'm going to be doing protein shakes in the morning. So 2 big meals a day. We'll have a sweet potato with my steaks, and I will make those russet potatoes with whatever I decide to have for lunch. So next up, we're going to go with steaks. I'm going to try to have some sort of red meat for dinner every night. This time I'm going with steaks. Sometimes I go with a chuck shoulder as it can be a little bit cheaper, but they didn't have that available today. So steak it is. The nice thing about sirloin is that it is about as lean as you're going to get as far as beef goes. I don't typically like going with high fat meats, but because I'm not getting my fat from other sources, um, I am okay with having a little fattier of a meat. But as I go down in body weight, I'm going to eventually have to switch off of red meat and go strictly chicken and white fish. But that's a long ways away. We're talking about 8 weeks out or so is when I got to start making those changes. Favorite thing about Costco, samples. Look at that. We got a little bit of steak. All right, so next up, I've got portobello mushrooms and yellow onions. If I'm having steak, I'm having mushroom and onions. And it's not just because it adds a lot of flavor. There's also the incredible benefit of adding a lot of volume. So when you eat something like steak, it can sometimes feel like there's not a lot of food on the plate. By adding mushrooms and onions, you can fill that sucker up. And between the two of those, you're maybe adding 50 calories to your meal. If you're going to have steak, I always recommend throwing some mushrooms and onions. So I'm not a big fan of high fat diets, but I don't want to be no fat either. If I'm getting fat calories, I may as well be getting them from eggs. So I'm going to be getting eggs, and I'm going to usually eat them during my lunch break. So I might make like a ramen dish. I can make scrambled eggs. There's a few different options, but typically in the mornings, I like to travel light, so I'll just do a protein shake in the morning, and that usually works for me. So I'm not getting this today because I already have a ton at home, but I love Diet Coke. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a little bit of spice in your life, and as far as aspartame goes, there's not enough science, there's not enough evidence that it's actually that big of a deal, cancer or no cancer. I'm going to have the Diet Coke. So as I get leaner, I'm going to eventually have to cut cheese out of my diet. But for the time being, it goes so well with eggs. So I am going to get mozzarella cheese. The reason I go with this is because of all the cheeses that are available. Mozzarella cheese actually has the highest protein to fat ratio. So it's still somewhat lean. Obviously, it's cheese, so it's going to have fat in it, but I like it. And as I get leaner, maybe around week 10 or so, I'll have to cut the cheese out of my diet. But until then, I'm cheesing it up. So, as far as fruits go, one thing that I really like are berries. The thing about berries is that the calories on them are almost inconsequential, that you could eat as many as you want, it doesn't matter. So, right there, we've got 70 calories per serving. I think that comes out to being a cup. Cups are usually 8 ounces, so if you think about it, 1 pound of berries is only about 140 calories. So I like to keep them frozen, and at night I'll put them in a cup. And because they're frozen, you can only eat them so quickly. I'll have that as a snack before bed, and that helps me not eat some things that could get me into trouble. So something that could work for you. Also, since I'm in this area, if you just wanted blueberries, these are really good. Uh, I'm gonna grab these. I'm gonna grab these and those, and thaw them out before bed. Have them in a little cup, and I'm good to go. All right. Lastly, in the frozen goods aisle, I'm gonna be going with. All right. Lastly, in the frozen goods aisle, I'm gonna be going with green peas. So I typically like to do it these. I'll go 3 whole eggs and a cup or two of peas. Stir that together. Throw in some sriracha sauce, a little bit of that mozzarella cheese I showed you guys earlier, and you've got yourself an awesome meal. Maybe 400 or 500 calories. Hits the spot. Big fan. So when it comes to protein, I'm not too picky about plant versus milk based. I do really, really like this strawberry Orgain pea and rice protein. So good. I'm gonna get this, but there's another really good option for you guys if you want something that is milk based. I don't know if every Costco has this, but this one certainly does. It's Ascent, a little bit more expensive at $55, but it is also a bigger bag. You're getting 4 pounds as opposed to two. I have a bag of that at home already, so I'm not going to grab it, but I am going to grab the strawberry because I go through this stuff very quickly. Love it. When it comes to protein, I don't typically care about where it came from. I'm not like a cult follower of like keto or carnivore or vegan or anything like that. If it has a complete protein, I'm having it. And I will say the pea and rice protein digests way better for me personally than milk-based proteins do. So I like it for that reason. but there's no vegan or keto or any of this stuff for me. I'm simply using the tools at my disposal. So these ones right here, a little bit of a life hack. What I like about this, it's Premier's protein, is that it's like protein and coffee in one. So you're getting 30 grams of protein out of this, but you're also getting about 120 milligrams of caffeine. That's basically like having a cup of coffee. So what I like to do in the mornings, instead of having breakfast, I'll have one of these, and it's like a two-in-one combo. Keeps me on the move so that I can get started with work and things like that. And it also keeps me from thinking about food because caffeine is an appetite suppressant. So these are a little bit more expensive. Um, it's not the best quality protein in the world, but for the convenience factor, I'm going to get this. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's grocery shop. Now, something I did not get today that I normally do is going to be pre-workout. But right now, Costco doesn't have the brand I usually buy, which is either going to be Bang Energy or Rain. And I know that these are kind of like having pop. For me, it really hits the spot, and it's more like a creature comfort for me. Um, that's what I like to choose. I'll be going to Kroger to get those, and you'll see me drinking those in my workout videos. Now, other than that, that's going to wrap up this first episode. So, what I'm going to be doing over the next 20 weeks, it's basically going to follow this similar formula where I will do a weigh in, I'll run through the mandatory poses, and then I'll show you guys what my grocery shopping looks like. After this week, I'll also start including some footage from the gym so that you guys can see what type of workouts I'm participating in and what my training philosophy is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Everything goes a long way, and I look forward to bringing you guys new content.